Lords and ladies, in light of my previous video on Dispatch where I was very much expressing my hope for another season or continuation of the story in some capacity, well, needless to say, we have some excellent news that we can talk about right now. So I thought it'd be appropriate to make a short video about this news. And what I thought would happen has come to pass, basically. Dispatch has sold far more copies than the developers had reckoned with. They did not think they'd sell that much. As I said, after 10 days, it sold something like 1 million copies plus, and by now, it's probably sold even more. And if you look at the Steam charts, you can see how each week where there's a release of 2 episodes, the popularity has grown and grown and grown. Word is getting around, people really like this game. And as a consequence, they're spending money on the game, and the developers are of course pleased with this. They probably thought it would sell decently, but this well? It's an indie developer, yes, they have veterans on the team, but they didn't expect this. And basically the developers have confirmed in a very indirect way that they probably will be working on more content. The direct quote is the following: "I also think that there's probably ... we're going to have to at least think about Season 2 now." Made by Pierre Charette, who is a member of the Dispatch team. Look, I think this also tells us, and we'll find out on Wednesday very soon, that the story encapsulated in these 8 episodes is complete. Whatever happens, it will be the final story for, well, what they intended. Or that there can't be more content down the line. And I think that is basically what's being planned now. They're going to think about it. Probably. We're going to have to at least think about it. Yeah, this is all indirect language for, yeah, we're going to have to do this because the game sold really well. And you don't look a gift horse in the mouth, as they say. If a game is sold this well, you definitely want to continue putting out content, albeit of the same quality, if not better, because that will sell well as well. And if you don't do it, you're missing a grand opportunity. So at the very least, this article, which I will post in the description, and the statement made by the developers, more or less alludes to this very, very, very likely possibility, if not a fact, that we will get more Dispatch or something along those lines down the line. When that is, we do not know. Part of the questionable nature of when that is related to the fact that they needed something like 6 years to make Dispatch in the first place, which is quite a long time, all things considered, considering the nature of the game. It's not a super long game. That's not necessarily important, but it shouldn't take that long to develop. So hopefully, when they're working on Season 2 or something along those lines, they will need significantly less time than they needed to make the first Dispatch game, which I assume was interrupted by something like the Great Pestilence or something along those lines. Now, this is all, of course, under the condition that, as I said, the quality remains the same. That is the problem. And I'm wondering now, and this could be a challenge, how do you tell a complete story, as they have done, seemingly, we don't know yet, but almost certainly, for Dispatch, 8 episodes intended to be a complete series unto itself, a short story as it were. How do you expand upon that and tell more stories that are also engaging beyond what has already been told? Now, if you have good writers, and I think Dispatch absolutely has good writers, it shouldn't be a problem at all. They'll come up with something that's pretty compelling and interesting. I have little doubt about that. But it can be tricky nonetheless. So to recap everything, because Dispatch has sold so well, the developers feel basically compelled to make another season, and I'm looking forward to it, as I am sure you are. But the question as to when that will take place and how long it will take is up in the air. We just don't know. But also in addition to that, I think it tells us very clearly that this particular story was meant to be contained within the 8 episodes that will be shown. We'll find out about the ending on Wednesday in episodes 7 and 8. And I think that will be a wrap, at least for this first season, because it was meant to be a contained story within only these 8 episodes. We might call it Season 1, but that probably won't be a title we can give it until Season 2 comes. So, good news all in all, something we can all get excited about. I think we need more games like this, with this type of quality in terms of writing, storytelling, aesthetics. I've talked about this. Having attractive women in games helps the game out a lot. The fact that you can romance Blonde Blazer and Invisigal is a testament to this, and all we need is more stuff like this. Hopefully Ad Hoc can step up to the plate again and knock it out of the park. I think they've done a stellar job so far. Let's hope it ends in not only the best way possible, but even better than all the previous episodes. But, as always, thank you for tuning in, And if you like my content and you like my takes, you can leave a like, comment, share, and subscribe. It is much appreciated, as it really helps out the channel, and I'll check you out next time. Take care.